Let's bring in Mahoney Asset Management CEO Ken Mahoney and Cadena Group President Gary B. Smith. There are so many ways I can go from that soundbite we just played, but Gary, let's go here. It seems to me President Biden is saying, don't worry about the stock market. It's only for a select few, and the few who have made money, are job creators in particular, they're going to get punished for it.
Well, Lauren, I guess there's a couple different ways to go. One, is the stock market the economy? He's right. It is not. There's been a lot of disconnect. So no argument there. But is it a select few? Well, about 50% of the country is invested one way or another, either directly or through 401ks or pension plans through the stock market. So that's not accurate. And his final statement is just, let's face it, it's another version of a spread the wealth, tax the rich. I always come back to, you have the top 10% of the income people paying 70% of the federal tax. So the right question is, well, how much tax do you want the top 10% or the top 1% pay? If we can get to that number, then I suppose we could back into an effective tax rate. Otherwise, he's just implying, well, there's this unlimited sum of money that people benefiting from the stock market have to spread throughout the economy. And that's just not the case.
Yeah, and Ken, it's almost like he's biting the hand that's feeding the economy, that's creating the workers and paying their college tuitions.
Look, I think this is kind of a premature victory lap for the president, because let's get this straight. The market's higher. Why? Because Fed fund rates are zero. Where else are you going to put your money? Stimulus, good corporate earnings. And again, a lot of things that he's suggesting are headwinds to the market and the economy. Higher rates, but without capital gains rates, right? More regulation. And at the end of the day, this president said, hey, the economy is humming along. Then he asked for $3.5 trillion of spending. You can't have it both ways. It's either the economy is strong, we don't need stimulus, or the economy is weak and we need more stimulus. You can't have it both ways, President.
I know. And that's actually an interesting pivot to the Reddit story. So there are reports that Reddit, they're going to IPO possibly in 2022, and the valuation is pretty high here. It's $15 billion. Gary, I wanted to ask you about this, because when we talk of stock ownership, the Reddit crowd, the Wall Street bets, has fueled so many new investors and the retail investors into the stock market. So as the president said, 40-something record highs this year for the market. Well, those are some Main Street investors. How do you feel about Reddit IPOing?
I suppose it could. You make a great point. And you're talking about what they call now the meme stocks. I suppose the AMCs, the GameStops. This is, I guess, in my opinion, Reddit will be propped up by these same people that are buying those stocks. But like those companies, at the end of the day, and who knows where the end of the day is with these momentum traders, if you will, you have a company which, I don't know how Reddit makes money. It doesn't seem to have many barriers of entry. Couldn't there be another Reddit tomorrow? I mean, I've been on Reddit, I suppose, a handful of times. I've never paid for it. Yeah. So to me, it comes down to, is the company going to be profitable for the long term? I just don't see it. But again, maybe the momentum investors can prop this up and make the stock go higher for short term.
Do you see them being profitable, Ken? I mean, they make their money from advertising sales. In the last quarter, it was $100 million.
I don't think investors should touch this guy. Okay, so again, in February, the valuation $6 billion. Months later, now it's $15 billion. Really, what happened in that space? 2020, the revenue is $170 million. You don't get to the valuation. Clearly, this seems to me is one of these exits for the insiders, and A round, B round, C round, and Snoop Dogg round. Everybody gets an exit here. That's what it looks like to me. So again, I wouldn't have any investors touch this. Way too rich in valuation. Again, you can't like something that goes from $6 billion to $15 billion, and you can't really answer why that exploded so much.
Well, actually, I can one up you. It went from $10 billion last month to $15 billion now.
You did one up. You did.
No, I never one up you guys. It was really good to see you, Ken. Thank you for coming on. Right. Gary B. Smith, good to see you as well.
Thanks.
Enjoy the weekend, everybody. And that's it.